because that's just how this game works. So we're going to come down, take warp 2. Tag Lanky. And we have 2 bananas by K-Lumsy that we're going to get. First one is inside. When you come in, don't immediately turn in the key. You're going to come around here and get this Orang Sprint banana. Because we're in main menu mode, we have all the moves. This move is normally unlocked in Crystal Caves, but we have it now, because we're cheaters. Come over, hit the switch. That reminds me of crystal count. I like to have about 7 or 8 crystals leaving Aztec. It's really not a huge deal as long as you're not sitting on about 3 or 4. 10 is more than enough. So after getting the banana, come down and turn in key 2. It doesn't matter where you're standing when you turn in the key, it always warps you to the beginning of... not the beginning, but the entrance of his cage. Leave his cage, again holding down right to already go in the direction of the door. We're going to come around back here. It doesn't matter which way you go. I like going this way because the switch is farther away. Pull out the gun. You can scope if you want. Shoot the switch. And again, it doesn't matter which way you go around the island, they're both the same. Take warp 1. And tag Tiny. Now here it's actually faster to swim to Kremling Isle than it is to take warp 1 and walk. So we're going to swim over here. And again, because we're in main menu mode, we have every move in the game. So we can use Monkey Port to get to Factory. We're going to come up and get the saxophone pad. We need both the golden banana and the honky chunky barrel that it spawns later. So come down here, jump off, and enter Factory. So we're just going to come in, enter Factory. So now this is the only, I wouldn't even say it's major, but the only significant route difference between Virtual Console and N64. So I'll go ahead and put this up. I'll show off Virtual Console first since I'm already here. You're going to kick slide into the cutscene just to get a little farther. Nice 2 robots. Just kill them, don't even worry about them. They're annoying, they get in the way. Pound the switch. We're going to come down to where that hatch just opened. And we're going to do hatch skip instead of going down it. So what I was saying earlier about slope resets in Aztec, if you fall completely off the slope, you can move all you want. But if you're still on a slope and you jump, you can't really do anything. You just fall backwards, jump up, and come down. So what we're going to do is we're going to backflip onto the hatch, slope reset, jump up, and kick slide as soon as we land. I obviously did it incorrectly there to show the inputs rather than the actual skip because you can't see yourself after the skip. But as soon as you land after slope resetting, press ZB to do a kick slide and you should get through the ceiling. Let's mess it up there. Dang, I keep kick sliding too early. There we go. So you want to be towards the top of the hatch when you kick slide. Otherwise you'll just keep falling through the hatch like I did. So now you're going to do 2 long jumps forward. Once the screen goes black and you see Tiny reload, you're going to want to aim a little to the right of that entrance. So put the camera behind you and just long jump straight forward. It's between 4 and 5 depending on where you're positioned. That one happened to be 3. That was weird. So we're going to aim for that cage. The problem is you can see Tiny is slightly skewed. You don't want the center of Tiny to be under the cage. You want Tiny's feet to be under the cage. And this is probably the most important audio cue in the run. It's very quiet, so if you're in a Skype call with people, ask them to be quiet, stop talking to your chat, and listen. You want to walk straight under the gate. If you do, it'll open. And it's a very quiet noise, so I'm going to be quiet real quick and open that for you guys. So I got it there, but you guys can see how it's barely audible. So now you should be able to see these 2 lights for tag barrels. You're going to want to go straight to the lowest one. And you'll see these golden banana sparkles. Head to here, walk into the production room. This is Lanky's golden banana. You're going to kick, slide, jump, ponytail, twirl over to these conveyor belts. Climb up and we'll get Tiny's golden banana.
Welcome to bonus stage.
This minigame, you just shoot the banana. It's really not that difficult. It's still slow enough, even on Virtual Console, that you shouldn't have to pause buffer it. If you're really struggling, you can use the Virtual Console menu to pause buffer. But I really recommend learning to do this without pause buffering. After the last one, we like to shoot Lanky because he's annoying and he's the worst Kong and everyone hates him. So we're going to come down here, over towards the portal. Tag Lanky. Come back across. And we're going to climb up this pipe. You can jump a little, upwards onto the pipe. I'm not going to do that for the sake of the tutorial, to show you guys the safer way to do it. You just jump onto the platform, walk up. Now there is a banana dance skip you can do here. I'm not going to do it in the tutorial. But if you jump off and hit the side of the banana while you're over nothing, you'll skip the dance. But it's very risky because sometimes Lanky will just get stuck on the wall and you won't grab the banana and you're screwed. So for the tutorial, I'm just going to walk into the banana like normal and be safe. We're going to come down here. If you hold Z when you slide off the ledge, you won't take fall damage. If you happen to miss that, you can aim for the tag barrel and skip taking damage. We're going to tag warp 4. Come down here. And so real quick, I'm going to show you what the Nintendo 64 will do, since it's the only major route change. So I'm going to plug that in real quick. Sorry for the beep there. So on N64, sorry my screen is a little zoomed in because of how Virtual Console works. Nintendo 64, you're going to enter factory as Lanky. Everything else is going to be the same up to this point. You can long jump into the cutscene at an angle. It's very difficult to do. I'm not very good at it. Come up here, kill the robots. I have infinites turned on for the sake of the tutorial. You're going to come over here, stand in this corner. Look at the wall, kind of around this position. And you're going to throw 4, you can throw oranges. There's 2 different ways. You can throw 1 and 3. I prefer doing 4 slow ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This clip can be kind of difficult without the camera. You'll get blasted through like that. So you're going to do a complete pivot, start long jumping. Go a little to the right. Once Lanky disappears and reappears, you'll be under this tunnel system. I'm actually very close to it. So we want to head over here. You see this T? You want to be towards the bottom of the T. So over here. There's the gate we opened. You can barely hear it open. Head towards the lower tag barrel. And grab the banana. From here you'll just fall down like normal, and the route will continue to be the same as Virtual Console. I just wanted to show that real quick for the Nintendo 64 players watching. So now I'll hook the VC back up. Again, sorry for any buzzing. So now we're back here. I like to grab the headphones beforehand. We grab these headphones for Crystal Caves. There's a Kasplat that is just the worst, so we prefer to kill him with the instrument. Jump up these boxes, walk up the slope, and pound the switch to free Chunky. You can get the headphones before or after freeing Chunky, it just comes down to preference. I don't really think there's a time difference. So come get this banana. And we're gonna tag Donkey Kong. Go over to these boxes and found the switch to open up our factory. So coming up is the first of 4 major ledge kicks in this game. Ledge kicks are like moon kicks. They're done by jumping up to or down from a ledge. And if you perform a moon kick, the mashing B at the right place on the ledge, you'll start doing a moon kick. So you want to jump back and start mashing B in the right area. This is one of the more difficult tricks in the game, or in the route. Sometimes you'll get it first try, sometimes you'll get it 10th, sometimes you'll get it 20th. I'll go ahead and show that not blind. Once you land from the moon kick, you can C up and hold R, press C up again to get the camera on top. Pull out your gun, shoot the switch to open the power hut. Get close, shoot it again. Come in here. And pull the switch to turn on production room. This banana itself is very slow, but the rest of the production room bananas are fast enough to make up for having to watch this cutscene. So this is the part of the game where you check your Twitter, say hi to your friends, interact with chat if you have a mic off, take a drink, which I'm about to do. Shout out to Gatorade. This is one of the longest cutscenes in the run. So jump down, tag Chunky. Primate punch into the dark room. And you can skip the puzzle here by jumping on top of this crate, holding right, jumping onto this crate. If you get the corner of the crate, Chunky will just automatically let go. So try not to do that. So here, you can either pull yourself up right here to get the banana, or you can go into the corner here, hold up right, and you'll skip the dance. That's actually the first time I've ever grabbed the ledge after getting the skip. That's kind of funny. So come over here to this pole. Knock the splat out of your way. And into Stash Match. I have another handy dandy MSP map.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Oh shoot, it's on my external hard drive that I unplugged. That's unfortunate. So for Stash Snatch, you're gonna come up here, grab the first coin, go straight. The goal of Stash Snatch is to not find the exit until the end. So turn back around, come through the middle here, knock this slide out of your way, take a left. Grab this coin. And just hit the end. The best time I've ever been able to get on that is a 29. I want to say 30 is possible with Chunky, I'm not entirely certain. This is another banana dance skip you can do with an orange. Just throw an orange, jump, and get hit. I can put this away. Now we're going to enter Trockenscoff and fight Mad Jack. Mad Jack is arguably the most difficult boss in the game, which is really annoying because he's such an early fight. I don't remember if I mentioned the all-in-one startup package by Tiffany Fruit and Isotarge. They wrote a big 20-some-odd page guide on any percent 5-con, which is a 42 to 50 minute run if you're good. So it's very, very detailed and goes into great detail, especially how to fight Mad Jack, because that is one of the hardest parts for a beginner to do, is the Mad Jack fight. I will explain a little bit during the fight how to fight him, but definitely follow the link there and go read the startup guide if you want more in-depth knowledge on how the fight works. The basics of Mad Jack is he has two types of jumps, fast jumps and slow jumps. If he's about to jump on you, he's going to do a slow jump. If he isn't, he'll do a fast jump. So obviously we want to optimize the number of fast jumps we do. So that first phase movement there gives us one slow jump that's unavoidable. You always want to hit the switch the same color that Mad Jack is on. The switches are, I guess, pseudo-random. They're dependent on your position relative to Mad Jack. But from there, there's 4 different possibilities. So, in a way, you kind of set the seed for the switches, and then it picks randomly from there. And the number of jumps Mad Jack does in each phase. Phase 1, he jumps 9 times. Actually, real quick. Here, if you get Mad Jack on the opposite side of the arena, using this movement, you can hold him in an infinite, and he'll just keep jumping back and forth between those two. It's really nice because it guarantees that he'll do fast jumps, and it keeps you far away from him. So it makes your switch look a little bit better. Another important thing to note is in the first 3 phases, usually Mad Jack won't jump to the square he was just on. Starting in phase 4, he will jump backwards. I might have fallen. Phase 4, he also starts shooting lasers. If your 4th switch is close enough to you, if you pound it as his laser cutscene starts, you'll just skip the cutscene entirely. Phase 5 he turns invisible, but it's the same as phase 4, just longer. As I was saying, the number of jumps for Mad Jack, phase 1 is 9, phase 2 is 11, phase 3 is 12, phase 4 is 13, and phase 5 is 15. So you can see down to kind of look for where the switch is. Alright, where is it? Oh, it's over here. Shoot. I'm gonna get hit. Just stay on. Yeah, so I took too long because I couldn't find the switch there. It was in the last place I looked, and then the lasers got all weird. I pressed the wrong button. Good tutorial. My hand twitched when I didn't want it to, and I pressed the wrong button. That's embarrassing. So So what I'm doing here is what's called the Z pattern. This just gives you more time to explain. If you can find the way Mad Jack prefers jumping when he's at a diagonal to you, you can manipulate him into jumping back and forth between two squares. And we call it the Z pattern because you move in a Z. Again, the startup guide by Tiffany Fruit and Isotarge has that in much greater detail than I can explain on stream. So feel free to go check that out if you want to know more how that fight works. A good Mad Jack fight takes about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. If you don't fall, the worst I've ever seen is a little over 3 minutes. So Mad Jack can cost you a fair amount of time. So we're going to leave Mad Jack. This is the gate we opened earlier. We can just backflip up and grab the banana. That's why we did that. That skips a big mini monkey sequence. So we're going to come down here as Tiny. And kill her Splat. Whoa. Sometimes that happens. I'm gonna tag Diddy here. It doesn't matter which way you go around production room. You're gonna hit Diddy switch here. You're gonna come over here and kill his Splat. Again, it's worth it to shoot Kasplats with DK, Diddy, and Chunky, not with Lanky and Tiny. We're gonna take Warp 4 up here, tag Chunky, and jump down. Press his switch to reveal his golden banana. For some reason, Lanky and Tiny have switches, but the bananas are already active. But Diddy's and Chunky's are not. This is a really strangely programmed game. So we're gonna come up here, wait for the rotating arm to come by. Jump onto it. Wait for the crusher to come up and grab the banana. Come back down. So on Nintendo 64, here you would tag Tiny, go up, and get her golden banana now, because we couldn't do it earlier. On Virtual Console, we're going to tag Diddy. I missed the platform cycle because I went too slow. Jump up the platforms. So as Tiny, you'd be Tiny up here, go across to her conveyors, get the banana over there, come down and tag Diddy right here, and then the routes would meet back up. So you're gonna come over. Get the banana there. You will almost always get the banana dance skip there, so don't worry about it, or don't worry about trying to get it. Come back, tag DK. Stand up here and shoot his Kasplats. Takes 8 shots. Kick over to the blueprint, and then kick down to the bottom. To the crusher room. Now this is the crusher room clip. This clip can be kind of trolly. You want to enter from the side here where the crusher is, and see if you can kind of get pushed through. It's easy. It's honestly easier if you take damage, so don't worry about trying to get a damageless. Grab the banana, come back out. It's a little difficult to get out. So I got really good clips there. And we're just going to void out. This takes us back to the beginning of the level. Tag Warp 2. This Zinger can be kind of a troll. He's not right now, but sometimes he'll just get stuck on the pole for no reason and completely block you. Come through here. I fell off the block there, that's no big deal. Not being able to get back up is a different deal. Fairy can sometimes block your movement. Fairies are solid. Come here, hit the switch, and do the hardest minigame in the game. As you can see, I honestly have no idea how to count. Back out, and we're going to tag Chunky up here. Chunky's Kasplat wanders around the base of this room randomly. Sometimes he'll be right... I've had him be right in front of the tag barrel before. That's probably close to where he is right now, actually. Toys are honestly the worst part about getting this blueprint. Dude. Kasplat's damage tables are really strange. I honestly do not know how they work. Someone in chat may. We're gonna get that. Come over here. If you're not confident about platforming as Lanky, you can take this baboon balloon up to the bonus barrel there. Otherwise, you can jump to the door frame here, come up to the top, and jump into the barrel.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Batty Barrel Bandit is a completely random game. The pattern is always the same, but the starting position of your slots are always different. So the goal of this game is to just hit the banana. So I actually got really good luck at the start. So 20's slightly above average time there. Assuming no mistakes, because of your luck, you can get anywhere between 14 and 25 on that barrel. So that's another place that you see runners like to complain about bad luck there, because it's so costly. So we're going to come up here as Lanky. Come up the ladder and get his blueprint. And that's it for Factory.